Hello everyone. My prototype is titled Splash, and it is used for enhancing the basketball shooting capabilities. Basketball is really an interesting game. Whoever scores the most points wins the game. So there are lots of ways to score points. You can either dunk it, if you're able to. You can either do a layup, or you can shoot a ball from 3 point, 2 point, or free throw. Of course, 3 point is valuable. As you can see from this bar graph, it can be seen that the current trend in basketball is in making more 3 point attempts. You can see that over the last decade there has been a continuous increase in the number of 3 point attempts made per season. And you can see from here that Houston Rocket is topping the rest of the NBA in making the number of 3 points because 3 points is valuable compared to the other types of shots. So I think this trend has made the jump shot even more valuable for the team. The primary motivation of my prototype was to maintain the consistency in a player, like help him or her gain a consistent shooting form and retain it. Also, it helped the player to reach towards an optimal trajectory shot. Like, what is the best optimal trajectory for a basketball shot from a certain position? It has to maintain that or lean at least lean toward that shot. Uh, there has been couple of researches in the field of basketball, like this one from the Miller and Bartlett, so that there has been use of camera-based motion capture video analysis, which was used to gather kinematic data from those motions, and that was utilized to get the optimal basketball trajectory from a certain position. And I think that can be used. Back in 2015 and 16, there was also an experiment or research on motion guiding sleep. Like you have a sleep that could be worn around in your forearm as shown in the picture over there, and it could be guided like through the external force. Uh, it was mainly utilized for the workout, but I think this could be utilized for my prototype as well. Uh, for the implementation of my prototype, we need a tablet to input the shooting drills, like to input the place like where I want to shoot from and what type of shot do I want to take. There is a projector mounted on the ceiling of the basketball court, like on the top, and it will project down on the spot where to shoot from. There will be like X projected on the floor. uh, and there will also be it will also project like what type of shot should I take, a free throw or like a jump shot, stuff like that. And there are cameras mounted all around the room so that the system can get vision and of each and every detail of the player and the code, so that it can utilize the details to deduce optimal trajectory and kinematics for the shooting motion. uh, in this system, the basketball player is provided with a motorized upper body suit, which will gradually help adjust the shooting motion of the player to the optimal one that has been calculated by the system. The upper body suit can be thought of as a full sleek t-shirt with gloves. Like the whole upper body is tightly covered in the motorized upper body suit. So for this whole purpose of experiment, first of all, a 30 days long training session has been conducted in which various shooting drills are performed, are carried out by the players. And finally, a shooting drill experiment is done for the result. Then interview for the subjective feedback is taken with the players that has been using this body shoot. Overall, 12 participants were chosen from Baylor men and women basketball team. The mean age was 22, with the standard deviation being 4, and the gender distribution was equal with 6 male and 6 female. When choosing the participants, it was essential to remember that they had similar field goal percentage, 3-point percentage, and free throw percentage, because at the end we want to measure how much they have improved. Also, since the number of splash shoots was limited, so it also needed to be considered that they had similar shape and size so that the shoots can fit well and help adjust the shooting motion of the player. Also, the better basketball coach was chosen because the coach has input in what type of shooting drills to perform, like what position should a player shoot from and what kind of shot, stuff like that. Each shooting drill, whether for the experiment or training session, was designed by the coach. It consisted of 20 2-point jump shots, 20 3-point jump shots, and 20 free throw shots, uh, which are selected as suitable, thought by the coach. And the overall participants were divided into three groups, with each group having two male and two female. The group was separated in such a way that the group A had to train on their own without any supervision. The group B were trained by the coach, and the group C were training using this splash system, wearing this bodysuit. So the subject, the experiment used one by three within subject design. The independent variable was a spot to shoot from and type of shot. Dependent variable was field goal percent, 3-point percent, and free throw percent. And the control variable was the basketball court and the basketball. For the training session, train drill jump shots were performed for the participants from Group C in order to calibrate the suit and system. Because if there was no calibration, like then some of the players could need a greater force to adjust their hand. Some could need less. So this calibration was necessary. The code has will input the shooting drill through the tablet mentioned before. After that, the participants had to go to the projected spot and shoot according to the shot type indicated, like whether it was free throw or jump shot, like that. Uh, and every this whole system was recorded, and the details were taken like shots made, shots missed, etc. So this training session was conducted for 30 days without any break because we want to see like what is the result in the final experiment. And the final experiment, it was required that no suits were worn by the Group C participants, and all the participants followed the same shooting drill given by the coach. They had to go to the project place and shoot according to the shot type indicated. The session was recorded, and the details were extracted like shots made, shots missed, etc. And finally, an interview was taken with the group C participants because they were the one wearing the suits. The questions were like, "What is your opinion about the suit and system? Did you have any difficulty in wearing it? Was it intuitive on its usability? How you think improvement can be made?" And most important was did the automatic calibration help in gradual change in shooting motion? Because we want to know that this automatic calibration through the 10 trial shots and its gradual adjustment throughout each use helped in changing to the better optimal shooting motion. And we also asked them like, do you feel having a better shooting motion at the end? The result could be shown from like whether there was an improvement in field goal percentage, 3-point percentage, and free throw percentage. We could analyze each of these measures separately and help deduce like whether there was uh, an improvement in the shooting form or not, and whether there was gradual improvement in any one of those measures, and whether the player has maintained consistency over the whole period or not. I think this is a really interesting prototype, and I think it has a lot of capability and scope in the future in the field of basketball. Thank you.